Evening. All right, something different today. Thankfully for respec day, I'm now in a tank, and let me show you. This is going to be there's going to be some fun tank stuff. Now, again, I haven't done tanks for a long time, so this is only a 1.6 million skill point character, so it's pretty much, I guess, belts and braces, as we'd say in the UK. It's a basic fit, so don't troll me too much. But again, this is something I think I've missed. I really enjoyed tanking. The whole squad did so much better with tank support. I mean, it was really weird actually, because all of a sudden the squad, I think we lost one of like 9 matches, which is incredible when you think about it. And I think having a tank in support, we also had Evo in his assault dropship. We just had a full squad of people who were all really kind of nice mix and match of fits and skills and so on, and it was an absolute blast. And again, what I've done here is I've actually spec'd this character fully into tanks. So literally every single skill point, 1.6 million, has got this Madruga with a mediocre fit, admittedly, but it's actually pretty good. And there's been a bit of a balls up from CCP. You may have seen it. If you wonder where all that extra ISK has come from, you shouldn't have got that. Apparently something in the refund, or the respec rather, refunded a load of ISK to people, even if maybe you didn't respec or even ask for a respec. You've got a lot of ISK. My advice is probably not to spend it, because CCP may pull it. But I think go to the forums and literally whine and moan as much as you can that CCP should let you have it, because at the end of the day, it's just a balls up. They might as well just deal with it. But anyway, let's talk tanks. This thing is, I get the impression a lot of people have respec'd into tanks. So obviously the respec happened today. All of a sudden, every round has had a lot of tanks in it, and it was quite good actually, and weirdly enough, it wasn't us facing them. Finally, we actually had quite a lot of people on our side in tanks, and we were actually doing quite well. I'm amazed how powerful they are. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to troll the shit out of me for this, but these feel really powerful. I mean, it had a good amount of armor, and this is a shit fit tank, and look at it, it's got hardly any armor on it, but I only died like 3 times all night. And I must have racked up 100 plus, probably way more, maybe 200 kills over the course of 8-9 maps. It was just unbelievable fun, and I forgot how much fun tanking can be. And I think if you have a good Madruga fit, and you want me to spotlight it, or if you've got a good tank, come play with me. I'd love to do that, because I'd love to get a squad of tankers in here, 6 tanks down. That would be hilarious. But I think at the moment my fit is just based upon the modules that I can basically use. Let me know, post in the comments if you've got a good Madruga fit. Let me know what you think. But again, I would stress this is a pretty mediocre fit, and it was doing well. It was just absolutely ripping stuff up. I've only got level 2 in turrets as well, so that's pretty shameful. But again, to me, I like the idea of specializing. Specializing in Eve is an absolute must, because you do get, if you specialize in one thing, you can kill people, 5 or 10 times more skill pointed than you, because you've specialized, and unless they've also specialized, it's doubtful that they'll be as able to compete. And I think this is really something to bear in mind. So this is why, I've said it a while back, my CEO Pirate's character is going to be all about the infantry. This character, which is my second ult, is all about tanking, and my third is all going to be about dropships and assault dropships. And I like the orderedness of that, because to me that means then each character is covering something or another. And I think CEO Pirates can use most guns, not all. And I think that's probably what I'm going to stick with. Literally not one skill point has gone into drop suits or weaponry or drop suit upgrades. It's all gone into vehicles and vehicle upgrades and turrets. And now, again, I kind of like that. I think the ability to call in a tanker and just to practice tanking as well has been a joy. It really has. And I've got to admit, it's fun. It really was. I've never had this level of fun before. It's frustrating when you lose tanks, but the thing is, if you lose them in a good fight, then it's worth it. It really is. And I think, to be honest, I mean, I've got a shitload of ISK, might as well spend it on something. So I think, you know, they are good fun. The ability to kind of control an area with a tank is phenomenal. Even going up against really good teams, it just baffled me how few people came at me with any kind of fit. You know, I think I had 1 or 2 forge gunners try it on, but having the aerial unit of Evo's dropship and having good solid infantry, you know, in the turrets, jumping out, capturing stuff, it was amazing. It really was. So I highly recommend it. I think this is like the best LAV you can get because it can also pack a hell of a punch, but also deliver troops right into an important zone. So definitely thumbs up. I think in terms of the difference between Gunlogi and Madruga, I'm glad I went Madruga, even though they do seem to be, I think, a bit more vulnerable to AV grenades. Well, massively more vulnerable to AV grenades. I think I'm probably glad I did go with this thing because I guess it has a solidness. I know you can tank them quite excessively as well, so it's pretty good. And I've actually fit a blaster and railgun variant on this. I prefer blaster by a long way because look how much fun I'm having here. This is just amazing. And I think the beauty of it is that I'm not I'm not having to run away like a scout suit, you know, on my old previous videos, having to run away from every single encounter. This thing can sit and brick tank, and I like that. I like this ability to just basically, you know, let them bring pain to you, and you can pretty much survive it. Now, one thing I'm probably going to skill up is the heat sink, because to me this overheats way too quickly. So I think I'm going to try and keep the old, you know, put a good heat sink on this. But otherwise, standard fit, you know, hardeners, I've only got the N types, but that's 20% for 60 seconds. So I've got 2, and then I'm running 2 plates and then a rep, simple rep. As I skill up more and more, I'm definitely going to put some more thought into the fit on this, because again, this is pretty standard. I went for a scanner as well. Now tell me if you think a scanner is a bad idea, because to me, I always find that when I'm killing tanks, it's always because they've not seen me, so I'm able to basically stand right next to them with AV grenades ready to go. I like the fact that in this thing I can have a scanner that's basically relatively constantly scanning, looking for people maybe around me, and I think that's really nice. Plus, again, I think one of the key things I've learned is always have an escape route planned. If you take a little bit of damage, start to get your escape route ready. So right now, you know, you're looking for where the exits are. And that's a really good tactic, again, because it's just about that ability to, you know, get out of trouble quickly, hit the repper and go. Now, again against good tankers, so again, my first tank I lost was just an absolute slaughter, because it was a railgun tank and it was half the map away and I just couldn't see him, and he killed me with like 4 shots. There's not a lot you can do about that. There is also a fundamental problem with mouse and keyboard with tanks, and I think it's something that pretty much needs to be addressed right now, because when you see me bring up the circular wheel, there you go, I'm trying to hit certain modules, but as you can see, I'm flailing around because the erraticness of the circular wheel with a mouse is just ridiculous. So, you know, I think there definitely needs to be an instant fix to that, because it does make it kind of unplayable with mouse. In fact, it's only luck that pretty much I'm able to mash keys and get stuff activated and deactivated and so on. You know, when I come up against a good tanker, he's going to waste me because I can't, you know, hit the right module at the right time when I need it. I'm just basically, you know, mashing buttons. And what I also would like is just a single button, a hotkey even, that just activates everything. That would be nice. You could drive around, as soon as you start to take damage, activate everything and get out. And I think that's maybe missing as well. So, you know, just something that seems to be problematic. I think the blaster turrets are pretty decent. I think if I was going to be quite honest, I'd say I'm surprised how powerful they are. I always thought they were going to get nerfed, but I've got to admit, you know, this tank just was rolling around with impunity. Now, you know, if they'd have come at me, I mean, they had forge gunners, they had swarm launchers, they had the team, but they seemed unwilling, I guess, to commit, because they were getting splashed quite a lot. And as the end of the map, here you can see I just literally went to A and I said, right, everybody push on A. And this just shows you the power of a tank. I mean, literally, I've driven the tank in, I've tried to activate all my modules, failed utterly. But what I was trying to do here was just say, right, everyone push A, let's just see if we can literally blob them. And we did. It was amazing. We actually got the tank pretty much, you know, panicking everybody. Then the infantry rode up right behind the tank and started killing everything. That is awesome. This was such a good night. I can't stress how exciting it was, because finally it felt like we had the full mix. You know, we had a dropship above us, defending us and picking people up. We had a tank rolling around killing people, being a bit of a brick. And then we had the squads obviously running good fits, good good squad tactics, and as you can see, we just annihilated them. We took them down on clones, and it was rather fun. I think I'm definitely going to do some a regular series of tanking, because I do find tanks they're a challenge, and I think they're very akin to Eve, to be honest with you. But I had a blast doing this, I really did, and as you can see, good Iskin skill points. There we go, 27 kills, 12 assists, no deaths. Now that was fun, and I think if you want to have a bit of a mix-up, bit of a change, take some of your respec points and put them into tanks, and you probably won't be too far upset. And I would highly recommend that. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. And I think, just again, quick shout out for our Twitter and Facebook stuff. If you're interested, follow me on Twitter, CEOPyrex. If you're interested, we have a Facebook page, like.squadb. Please go there and like us. And we also have squadb.com. And we have forums now. So if you're interested in joining the public part of our forums, please come and join us. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.